All righty, here we go. You know, there's a lot of folks out there that, of course, want to talk about the climate crisis. And I do believe the climate crisis is real. And, of course, there are different estimates about how bad it's going to be and climate refugees and all that. Personally, I think the U.S. will collapse before that point. I really do. And I hope it does. I'll be honest. I think the U.S. will break up into separate countries before that happens. Once the real diehard effects start to come about, then I think the smart money will have already have left the planet, or they would be in very safe compounds deep inland where they grow their own food, or maybe they use aquaponics and hydroponics, or they just do 3D printing. Who the fuck knows, right? You have a lot of these folks who just want to virtue signal and who, they want to moralize. They're just like, oh, well, I'm an anti-natalist now. We shouldn't have children. Or the folks that are like, well, we need to put all the rich folks on trial. It's just such fucking shit-lib thinking. Well, we need to put these folks on trial. The monsters, they're going to be they're going to be buried in effigy. It's like, people are going to be looking for fucking food. They're not going to waste their time burning shit in fucking effigy. God damn, nigga. We have to be able to separate the doomers from the survivors. And the folks that want to live. Like I say, I've had my downtime, and I've had, points where I wanted to commit redacted. I'll put it that way. And I have committed redacted. Now I'm not gonna alleviate. I'm not gonna expand on that because I don't want to. But the thing is, though, it happens. It does occur. And I think that there are a lot of folks who just want to virtue signal and say, "Oh, I'm scared of this and that." It's like, look, I've had, like I say, I had my time for that, and maybe this is part of the understanding. It's like a lot of young folks, of course, they're just like, well, more eco-fascism or something like that, or whichever. I remember Mexi, of course, became who she was because she went to college, and, they were saying all these bad things and whatnot, and she ran out of the classroom crying. And the thing is, of course, now she's made a career out of what she's doing, right? And, of course, now she says that she's disabled, this and that, and that she's going to go out in the woods of Canada, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. But anyway, these folks are just, they have created careers for themselves. That's the whole thing. Just one moment. Okay, just blowing my nose. But, you have to be able to separate out these folks. There are plenty of folks who want to survive regardless. And, you don't even have to break it down by race. There are folks who want to survive. There are folks that want to keep going no matter what. And they don't want to think about the details of it. They're just going to keep going. All these folks that want to moralize and proselytize and all that, as much as they want to say, oh, the thing is that these folks are dangerous to society. And they should be eliminated. I'm just going to say it. If you choose to run your mouth like that and continue to, spout all your sort of anti-natalist or your doomer sort of nonsense like that, and I've done a fair amount of dooming on this channel, but we're coming to the point where you can't really act that way and then expect not to be taken down, If you're a real doomer about it, then yeah, you're going to be eliminated, And that's not by me. That's going to be by, federal government or whatever the case may be. But yeah, you have to be able to separate these folks out and be able to rebuild things the way you think is better for society. not the shit lib way, this idiotic shit that people like Vosh will say, oh, we need to build cities for refugees and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, really? Like China? Okay. We'll see how well that works. Yeah. All right. Just, or there's idiotic stuff like that where it's just like, yeah, well, we need to build inland, and it's like World War II. It's just like, I don't know. To me, I think that there's being optimistic, and then there's also just of course being surrounded by chat that will say all the dumb shit that they do. That hundreds of millions or billions will die, this and that. Where it's just like, I don't know. To me, honestly, it's like, if I'm gonna die, let it be quick. Make peace with your life, as I always try to say. Make peace with God. Make peace with your sins. And when you pass to the other side, shouldn't have any worries. At least that's my opinion. Whatever happens afterwards, just hope that you made your peace and you continue forward with your life, or your afterlife. That's my view. That's my view. And of course, I'm sure people will disagree and say, oh, it's probably not completely correct according to Christian values. I'm sure, but that's how I feel. I think that's all I really need to say. I just think that there are a lot of folks who want to cope about this and get all, up in arms about it. I cannot bother to be that angry or upset. I really cannot. I wasted that time back in 2012 when, History Channel had those programs where it's just like, what to do, when, the apocalypse happens or something like that, or, the Mayan calendar is going to change and whatnot. I got burnt out by all of that. Okay. After that, after 2012, just by getting older, in the process of getting older, I was just like, well, okay, meh. Honestly, that's how I feel. Like, well, okay, I don't know. I really can't be that bothered. In general, I do have a fairly sallow feeling about things, maybe a melancholic disposition. But in general, I'm going to keep going regardless, because I am, my not my astrological, but the Chinese zodiac, I'm an ox. That's the whole thing. And I do feel like an ox. I'm the worker bee. I'm the guy that just keeps going. I'm the everyday guy. You see me every day. You don't have to talk to me. You may just say, hey, what's going on? What's going on, buddy? And then you just keep going. And that's the type of dude I am. And when my time is done, I'll just say, okay, see you later then. And that's all you can do. When I saw those kids, when I went to the park recently and saw all that, boy, you better, that lady was just screaming at those kids. I just made the sign of the cross and just said, Lord, have mercy on those kids. Have mercy on those kids and what they will have to go through with that mother. Oh, But anyway, I think that's really, I know I said this like 2 or 3 minutes ago, but yeah, I think I really am done now. Just be careful to avoid those types of folks and don't get caught up in their bullshit, and all the stuff they want to say. People like that are just paralyzed with fear, or they just want to bring you down to their level. Because I used to be that way too. There was a good long time where I was in that zone. And I still am to a degree, but it's tempered by a sense of nihilism to a point. And it's also tempered by, I don't know. I just want to see something happen, And honestly, a lot of folks are just so bored with the slow grinding away of society that they're just like, I just want to see it all collapse. And I don't care what happens with climate change, I hate to say that, but that's how I feel. Yeah, I hope y'all don't become as nihilistic and as downright sociopathic as I am. I hope y'all don't end up that way. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoy that. See you later, and a goodbye.